Coming up at 4:30. It's a somber day here in Oklahoma. Today we remember the lives lost in the Oklahoma City bombing 28 years ago. Plus, what was it like to be a first responder on that day? We have the story for you. And it was a beautiful day at the memorial today, but we may have some severe weather right around the corner. We have your forecast and more on this edition of UCentral News.
G. Westbury, Larry L. Turner.
Today we're remembering the 168 lives who were lost on April 19th, 1995. Good evening, I'm Brady Gray.
And I'm Miracle Garrett. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News. Today marks 28 years since the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building was attacked and changed Oklahoma's history forever.
This morning, hundreds of people from many different states all across the country joined together and they reflected and remembered those who died. Our very own Mark Lowe is there live with us now. Mark?
Brady, Miracle, good afternoon. If you guys look behind me here, you can see I'm live at the Oklahoma City National Memorial here in downtown Oklahoma City. If you look behind me, though, you can see families are enjoying the memorial. It's a beautiful spring day out here, as it was 28 years ago today, 1995. We're right where I am standing, so the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building here in downtown Oklahoma City, where hundreds of Oklahomans were going to work that day, but 168 of them would not come home that night.
Wednesday, April 19th, 1995, started out as an ordinary workday in downtown Oklahoma City. But at 9:02 a.m., lives were changed forever. A truck bomb, which was parked in front of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building, exploded, killing 168 men, women, and children, and injuring hundreds more. Laura Cohen worked in the federal building for 5 years and had friends in the building at the time of the explosion.
And the day of the bombing, my husband called. And told me about the bombing. So we lost, it was 37 total. I knew about 35 of the people.
28 years later, emotions are still strong, bringing people from all over back to remember. It was a dark time for Oklahoma, but from that darkness, the kindness of Oklahomans shined through.
The world turned to Oklahoma during our darkest hour and in our deepest mourning, and we showed our strength. We showed resiliency, community, and courage. We showed the world the Oklahoma standard.
In remembrance of those 168 that were killed, all 168 names were read by those who had connections to the slain. A 168-second moment of silence was also observed. For those in attendance, it was a very emotional scene.
My daughter, Carrie Ann Lenz, and grandson, Michael James Lenz III.
After the memorial service this morning, hundreds gathered inside the memorial to place flowers, wreaths, and other memorabilia to honor those that died. The memorial also gave out saplings from the survivor tree, which was the only tree to survive the blast. As the years go on, more and more people will visit this hallowed ground in downtown Oklahoma City to pay respect. The words on the gates of time echo through generations who come here to remember those who were killed, those who survived, and those changed forever. May all who leave here know the impact of violence. May this memorial offer comfort, strength, peace, hope, and serenity.
And those words still reign true today here at the memorial, where every year on April 19th, survivors, victims' families, and Oklahomans come to remember and respect those killed in that cowardly attack on April 19th. I'm live from downtown Oklahoma City. Mark Lowe, UCentral News. Back to you guys, Brady.
Thank you, Mark. And everything changed when the bomb exploded at 9:02 a.m. and immediately after, hundreds of first responders ran to the scene to help in any way they could.
UCentral's Lauren Henry spoke with one local hero as he reflected on that chaotic day.
I'm here at the Edmond Police Department where I spoke with Rocky Yardley, a former bomb technician and member of Team 5, a team that was crucial in the investigation of the Oklahoma City bombing. Yardley also spoke with me about his inspirational message that he left on the side of a building he believed was going to be torn down, but now carries the memory of what happened on April 19th, 28 years ago.
It was total chaos in the beginning. People running around, injured people running around, people wanting to help, in and out of the building, trying to get survivors out.
Yardley worked as a bomb disposal technician, and after the bomb went off, him and his team were heavily involved in the investigation that followed.
We were in the post-blast mode. When we first got down there, they said, we've got to get everything out of the building and check it for evidence. I said, we're going to be here for 2 or 3 years, and we did it in less than a month. I'd asked our team leader if I could leave a message, and he said no problem because the building's going to be tore down. So the message kind of came to me. I'm old country boy. I'm not smart enough to come up with that message. It was fed to me, and I was just the writer. Just a statement about what was done down there by so many people, workers down there, my fellow workers, the citizens that supported us. I wanted something to be remembered for a short period. I had no idea that we would be here 28 years later still talking about the message. But we need to remember these things so we can prevent them from ever happening again. If people need to talk and convey what other people are thinking about doing. So we got to stop these type of actions.
Reporting from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Lauren Henry, UCentral News.
Thank you, Lauren. Really powerful stuff there. UCO also has its own connection to the Oklahoma City National Memorial Museum.
The forensics department made kits for 30 elementary students to use and learn more about the bombing investigation.
Kids know the story about what happened here because it shaped Oklahoma. And with them being able to learn about how these real life skills were used in the bombing and were actually used to preserve evidence to solve the case, it might open their eyes to different career paths and also teaching them the story that we teach here of nonviolence.
The museum said these kits make their STEM lab more accessible because they can mail them out to kids all across the state.
And there is some history behind what happened in Oklahoma City.
Yep, let's go over to Emma Birch with some more perspective. Emma?
Thanks, Brady. Yeah, many people really don't know the reasoning behind the Oklahoma City bombing. Well, Paramount Plus just released a new series about the events leading up to it. The show takes place after the Waco massacre in 1993, which was on the same day of the bombing, and FBI agents are realizing that there is a threat here in America. It even has an actor portraying Timothy McVeigh planning the attack in Oklahoma City. I talked to students about their thoughts on this anniversary and this newly released show.
It's a bit controversial. I feel like to some it might be too soon, maybe not the right time. But I don't think they thought about that, like advertisement-wise. That seems a little kind of negative.
I think maybe I'm a psychology major, so it would make sense if they chose to release it while people are thinking about it. Versus,
because I'm not from here and I've not heard an awful lot about it, but that probably could be a good way of remembering what happened, even for those that may not have lived here around that time or they just got here recently.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's probably a good way to shed light on it. For people that don't know, they can watch it and then start to get into it and learn more about it. So I'd say it's a good way to get it out there and remember.
Waco The Aftermath is available to stream on Showtime through Paramount Plus. And even with many saying today that we remember, it is also trending on Twitter. Many went to social media to show their remembrance of the 168 people that lost their lives. Today at the memorial, programs that had hashtag We Remember at the bottom for everyone to use on social media. Back to you guys at the desk.
It's definitely really powerful to see some of those messages as people remember that tragic day. And another way Oklahoma City continues to honor all of those lives that were lost is with the Run to Remember Memorial Marathon. Runners from all 50 states and 12 different countries will join together to run in this impactful race. This will be the 23rd year of the Memorial Marathon, and the race will take place the last weekend of April.
And the Murrah building was situated in downtown OKC and was surrounded by many other buildings, some of them also feeling the impact of the explosion. UCentral's Anne-Marie Hagan tells the story of one of those buildings in particular.
April 19th, 1995. the day of the Murrah building bombing has been memorialized. 100 yards away stood and stands St. Joseph's Old Cathedral. On that day in 1995, shards of stained glass rained down and debris covered the floor of the almost 100-year-old church. In between the church and the bombing site, the Archdiocese of Oklahoma City erected a statue titled "And Jesus Wept." The statue of Jesus faces away from the bombing site and towards a wall. This wall has niches in it, and every niche represents a life lost. We remember them today. From the Oklahoma City Memorial and St. Joseph's Old Cathedral, this is Anne Marie Hagan, UCentral News.
And you're seeing a live shot of that statue now. As you can see, the weather outside on this very impactful day, just beautiful. Miracle.
Yes, the weather is beautiful, but we could have some severe weather coming up. We will toss it to Destiny Pittman when we come back for your full forecast.
Power of possibility, to always move forward but never forget where I came from, to value hard work, ingenuity, and hospitality. On one hand, my people are rough and rugged. On the other, refined and elegant. They taught me how to love beautiful things and cherish my past, to seek out adventure, eat well, and to have a good time. So I keep their traditions alive every place I go. They call me Oklahoma City, but you can call me the modern frontier.
UCentral News as a whole, you got to be in those different areas, like being on camera, being off camera, being in the control room. And so I feel like that is what prepared me most about being in the workplace.
UCentral and the mass comm department has provided me all the tools and the fundamentals that are needed in order to thrive well and thrive fast at my job.
Maybe it's time to hit the road and visit a place where stories unfold. This is the land of the ultimate road trip, with sights old and new on Route 66. There's fun to be had, so much to do, and a few new surprises before you get through. Oklahoma has the most miles to share of Route 66. It's really quite rare. TravelOK.com will show you the way. Come see for yourself this iconic highway.
Welcome back, Broncos. It's been a nice spring day outside today. Currently outside it is 85 degrees, so it is very warm out. And if you look, you can see the humidity rate is pretty high. It's about 43%. So if you've been outside, you've probably noticed the air feels a little sticky because it is very humid. And then on top of that, it has also been a very windy day. The winds are blowing south at 25 miles per hour, but there are also some gusts of winds that are up to 38 miles per hour currently. So it's a very, very windy day. And then moving on for tonight, so the conditions tonight are the temperature is going to drop a little. It's going to be pretty clear out, but then there is going to be some rain later on in the evening. The wind is going to stay about the same. It's going to be about south, blowing about 25 to 28 miles per hour, and the humidity rate is going to stay the same. And then there is going to be a 40% chance of rain tonight, and with this rain there is going to be the possibility of some severe storms. So this is just like an hourly breakdown of the weather. So around 5 p.m. there are supposed to be some showers starting. It's still going to be pretty warm out. It's going to be 85 degrees, and then moving on to tonight around 10 p.m. 10 to about 1 a.m. there's going to be some thunderstorms, and this is where that severe weather is going to possibly come in. There is a low chance of hail, so if you're going to be out, just make sure to stay aware of that. And then as we move on to tomorrow around noon, there's also going to be some more rain. So it's going to be very rainy the next few days. That is all I have now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you very much, Destiny. And we've got quite a bit of news to get to across the state and nationally. We'll have that for you on the other side. Keep it here.
back and change it all. I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world. Told you she's super smart. If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
In the land of wonder and awe, you won't believe you see what you saw. Where there's something to do for young and for old, where stories are written and then they're retold. Visit travelok.com today. Come see for yourself and come out to play.
Welcome back, Broncos. And in state news, McCurtain County Sheriff's Office has released a statement about the illegal audio recording that was released last week. Reporter Spencer Humphrey has the details.
The McCurtain County Sheriff's Office took to Facebook to announce that they believe the audio you're about to hear of the McCurtain County Sheriff, 2 county commissioners, and a high-ranking sheriff's deputy talking about their frustrations that they cannot hang black people and plotting to kill and bury a local reporter should have never been recorded in the first place.
It was back in the day when Alan Marshall take a damn blackjack, whoop their throw them in the cell, I'd run for sheriff. Yeah, well, it's not like that no more. I know. We're taking them down here on Mud Creek and hang them up with the damn rope. Yeah. But you can't do that. The thing about it is, they got more rights than we got.
That recording led to Governor Stitt and dozens of upset McCurtain County citizens to call for those people in that recording to resign. But the sheriff's office claimed the people who said what you just heard are victims because the reporter who recorded them saying it never asked them if he could. Now they say they're investigating him.
I'm shocked and surprised, I guess, are understatements.
Dr. Joey Sennett is an OSU journalism professor whose specialty focuses on open government and media laws. He says the statute the sheriff's office cited in that Facebook post, which requires anyone recording a conversation to have permission from at least one person in the conversation, applies to mostly conversations in private. The reporter in this case, though, recorded the officials in the same public meeting room they just held a public meeting in. Senate and other legal experts say that makes a big difference.
You know, they were in a public room, in a public building, in a room where they had just been a public meeting of a public body. I don't see how they claim they had a reasonable expectation of privacy.
Thank you, Spencer. And that video is certainly shocking. As McCurtain County finds out how to deal with the situation, many people are still calling for the sheriff to resign. We'll keep you updated as the story develops.
A 3-alarm fire devastated a church earlier this week. I followed the story, and here's what I found.
Just before 6 a.m. Monday morning, firefighters responded to a 2-story burning building. Fire department officials said when they arrived, more than 50% of the building was engulfed in flames. Firefighters were unable to enter the building to extinguish the flames due to severe structural damage. And as the fire continued, more than 80% of the roof collapsed. Here are pictures shared from the Oklahoma City Fire Department Twitter page.
Standing here on the corner of South Walker Avenue, you can still smell the fire, see ashes, and there's caution tape all around.
Fire crews reported the fire to be out by 8:12 a.m., and the building is considered to be a total loss. There are no injuries, and no one was reported to be inside. This is a developing story, and the cause of the fire is still under investigation. Reporting from Oklahoma City, I'm Miracle Garrett with UCentral News.
If you're a student, you might want to listen up. Amazon has announced you will no longer be able to rent print textbooks as of earlier this month. Print books will be available for purchase, but you will only be able to rent them digitally. That'll certainly affect a lot of students. Coming up on the other side, though, Jaden Ford has our first look at sports for the rest of the day, NBA playoffs, and some UCO spring on the other side. Keep it here.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back, Broncos. I'm Jaden Ford, and this is your Wednesday Sports Update. Starting with the UCO baseball team, they swept a 3-game season series against in-state rival Southwestern. Central found themselves down 4-3 early in the third inning until the Broncos offense caught fire. UCO head baseball John Martin said, "We got it going there for a minute, and that's all we needed. It was good to see a lot of these guys getting hits and doing well at the plate." The Broncos lineup, including Caleb Glass, Noah Olson, and Aiden Proctor, helped take control of the game, scoring 6 unanswered runs. UCO will have 3 games at Central Missouri this weekend before closing out the season on April 30th. And for rowing, the Central Oklahoma rowing team has been ranked the #1 team in the country. The UCO announced Wednesday that they're the #1 team in the country. The Broncos' dominance of late is the reason for this ranking. Continually winning medals in the varsity 4+ and the varsity 8+ helped them climb from a #6 spot. Central Oklahoma's top boats had the fastest times at the 3 heat races Sunday to advance us to the grand finals. UCO is off this weekend as the team prepares for the Western Intercollegiate Rowing Championship in Sacramento, California. Enjoy the Cali vibes and good luck, guys. The UCO softball team swept a 2-game non-conference doubleheader from Southeastern Oklahoma Tuesday afternoon in the final road game of the season. UCO overcame an early 2-0 deficit in the opener before turning it into an offensive party with this impressive 8th inning where they scored 9 runs. The Broncos return to MIAA play this weekend, hosting Nebraska Kearney Friday and Fort Hays State Saturday to open a season-ending 8-game homestand. And for the NBA playoffs, it continues tonight with a trio of 3 games. The Los Angeles Lakers will take on the Memphis Grizzlies, the Miami Heat will play on the road against the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Minnesota Timberwolves will battle it out with the Denver Nuggets. The Lakers and Heat will be looking to capture another road game to upset and surprise the people with the 2-0 series lead. The Timberwolves will be trying to pull even with the Denver Nuggets in Denver. And the Lakers' score prediction for tonight is the game I'm looking for, and I really think that the Lakers will come on top. With John Morant hurt and his ankle being questionable, it's something that the Lakers are hoping to take control of and win tonight. And for my goodbyes, this is my last show, and first off, I want to thank everybody behind the scenes for making this run smoothly. Thank you for all the support from the UCO family, and my time here is done, but hopefully in this business, it's just getting started. I also want to give a special thanks to Professor Hill. You pushed me daily in the newsroom and in the classroom, and I really think you made me a better man. Thank you. And lastly, thank you to my family and friends for supporting me on this long journey. It was fun, and I'm super grateful for all the memories, good and bad. Last time here from UCO, I'm Jaden Ford, and this is UCentral News.
We are definitely going to miss you, Jaden. Definitely going to miss all of your sports commentary right here in our studio, but Keep it here. We will look at our last look at weather with Destiny Pittman.
Don't go anywhere.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
And Destiny Pittman has our last look at weather. Destiny?
Welcome back, Broncos. I'm just here to give you your last look at weather. This is our 7-day forecast. So if we want to look tomorrow, we see there is going to be a 20% chance of those thunderstorms. So just make sure you're going to be safe. And then the high is going to be about 74 degrees. And then for Friday, it's going to be about 66 degrees. And it's also going to be a 20% chance of just regular showers. And then as we move on to this weekend, Saturday is going to be the one nice day this week. It's supposed to be sunny. It's going to be about 62 degrees. So it's going to be a little colder than what it has been. And then as we look forward, we see there is a lot of rain in the upcoming weeks. As we can tell that spring weather is here, and with spring comes a lot of rain. So on Sunday, it's going to be about 58 degrees with a 20% chance of rain. Monday is going to be 61 with 40% chance of rain. And then Tuesday is going to be 70 with a 40% chance of rain. And then these are just some updates to keep in mind. So that it is going to be a rainy week upcoming, and then the winds have been very, very high lately, so just keep that in mind. And then lastly, there is going to be that severe chance of storms tonight. That is all for now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you very much, Destiny. And as you've heard a couple of times, as Destiny makes her way over here, this is our last show for this crew, at least, of the semester. So a few of us will have a few things to say goodbyes. Jaden, you already had the floor, but anything else you want to add on?
I just want to say thank you to everybody. It was awesome being here, and if you're thinking about being a part of UCentral News, go for it. That's all I really have to say.
Absolutely. Emma?
I have just learned so much in the short amount of time, and I can't wait to see what next year has in hold for us. And yeah.
Destiny, I know you, me, and Emma aren't quite done yet. What do you have?
Yes, I also agree with Emma. It's been just a great experience. I've had so much fun, and I hope I get to do it again.
Absolutely.
For sure. I've had a great time here as well. I've loved working with each and every one of you. We've made some really awesome memories, and I'm so excited to have you guys as a team. I'm really sad.
I think I can speak for all of us with the people behind the scenes that we're going to be losing, with Jocelyn, who did a great job in turn with her other shows as talent. She'll be on again tomorrow. And with Ben Anderson doing a fantastic job directing. Huge kudos goes to Kendall Walton, who could not be with us here today. She is pretty much the backbone that ran this crew all semester long. She was invaluable. I know I'm forgetting people, but I'm not going anywhere, thankfully, so I'll save the waterworks for this time next May. But again, thank you to so much here, everyone who tuned in with us all semester for this series of UCentral News in this spring semester. Stay tuned for tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. as always with our Tuesday-Thursday crew, as they'll give you the same waterworks we just gave you tomorrow, not to spoil it too much. But thank you so much for tuning in all semester. For everybody here at the desk and for everyone behind the scenes, I'm Brady Gray. Have a great evening, Edmond.